This is Show and Tell Boston. We did start we began in 2021. We're a collective of artists from around the city. And we just like to bring people together, talk about some cool stuff. You know what I mean? Some of y'all have been here before, some of y'all it's your first time. This is a place where you kind of could just unwind, let go. You know, it's a long week, a long weekend.
I've been able to.
This is a place where you kind of just could just put it out there. Lay it all on the line.
No judgment.
Tough conversations. What's on your mind? What's in your heart? Yeah.
In the future, the hate will be there in a soulful city.
Right here. Can you guys hear me? Yeah? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Big Crick on the mic.
Oh yeah.
I decided I want to be called Big Mama.
Big Mom!
Big Mama.
Big Mom!
Big Mama. Big Mama.
in the house.
Big Mama.
Big Mama.
Or you can say Big Mama Crick if you want.
Big Mama Crick.
Big Mama Crick.
Big Crick or Big Mama.
Crick, Big Mama Crick. Crick.
Okay.
Who else got nicknames in the building? Shout them out. What you got?
Okay, I feel it.
Nicknames?
Oh, word. Well, the government name, well, my parents' name was Michael. But everybody ended up calling me Cuban Mike because when I was in high school, everybody thought I was either African American or Dominican or Puerto Rican. Everybody thought I was African American. And then what happened was... What happened was, and everybody ended up calling me Cuban, so it just stuck with me. And then back in the days, I used to spill a little something, so the name came Mike, ripping a microphone, the flag, Cuban Mike, 1 + 1 = 2. Yeah.
Wait, is it harder for you to get accepted into the Latino community or the black community?
Okay. So here's the shit I gotta go through with my people, and my people, I mean the Latinos. It gets upsetting when you speak Spanish and they respond to you in English. So, not offensive, but it gets annoying. I'll be like, hey, ¿dónde está la leche? You see number 2. And I'm like, I'm speaking to you in Spanish like I'm one of y'all, and they treat me like one of them. So,
Where you from? Angola?
Cuba. Damn.
I made it up.
Cuban.
Oh, you did say that. Cuban Mike.
Cuban Mike.
You damn sure did.
Yeah, so it's just interesting. And anybody that looks like black, you know, we always end up having this conversation. I had somebody on my show. He told us about the same experience that you actually speak Spanish with an actual accent, and they respond to you, in English.
That's
so
crazy. It's like I have no Latino in me, but they speak it to me all the time.
Yeah, when you're lighter. And so it's funny. My best friend, funny story. My best friend, he's African American, but he's like a little bit more light skinned. So they'll speak to him in Spanish, speak to me in English. And then they get upset at him because they know Spanish. They give him an attitude like, how you don't know this stuff? I'm not one of y'all. So it's funny. But
Am I the only one here for real?
Really? It's just two us?
It's just us two, bro.
Brother. Ay, coño. O sea, somos los únicos aquí.
Yeah. Yo sé.
Bueno, mete mano.
No? Okay.
What about just Caribbean?
Take the mic. Speak into the mic, please.
Cape Verdeans speak like off Portuguese, so like a Portuguese Creole. So it's similar to Spanish, but not really. So we got
similar.
Yeah, definitely. We off the coast. Yeah.
It is similar.
Sure.
There's always similarities in language.
For sure.
That's the beauty of language.
Facts.
But if anybody here is Haitian, then I consider you to be my Caribbean brother and sister. So I don't think it has.
You Dominican?
No, I'm Puerto Rican, but still, It doesn't matter. We're all
y'all
from the
Islanders.
same.
Y'all are Caribbean Islanders.
Exactly. So when
y'all
people
take
say,
the same cruise around.
just Latin,
you know what I'm saying?
Full circle there.
It's not just Latin people down there.
Exactly.
Some people were saying how Hispanics should have no say in hip hop because they are the founders. Some people say they were just in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, let's describe what is our say. Like, do we? Is it like, do we want to own it? I mean, we own salsa, baby. We own some of the merengue. We own the drums and timbales.
So I feel like, Black Americans started hip hop. And when the Spanish came over here, they integrated with us into that bebop shit, that b-boy shit. Yeah. So they'll have some type of say, but they can't say they founded it with us.
All right,
Because we started that shit. And
right,
b-boy is like breakdancing, right? Yeah, so, yeah.
All right, so real quick.
Is anyone here from New York?
All right, so real quick. I'm an avid hip hop head, right? I've been listening to hip hop raised me. I don't know what type of man, person, human being I would be without the influence and presence of hip hop in my life. So, the thing about it is, with everything that I've gathered as far as my knowledge, and I'm truly a student of the game, you have to understand they've been there with us every step of the way. Even back then in the Bronx, in the busted ass fucking neighborhoods where there was nothing built, they were there. Getting beat up, killed, locked up for no reason just because we was in the hood when they was kids, they were there. When the hip hop, was getting built, they were there. When people were, getting platinum, gold, all those, they were there producing the tracks, doing something to contribute. So when people brought up that conversation talking about, they have no say, it's just, again, it's a colorless fucking conversation because it makes no sense because they were there every step of the way. Hello, Fat Joe. And a whole bunch of other fucking people. I was just about to say that. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole slew of people who are islanders who are not just basically Black American people who have, contributed to hip hop. And it's really ignorant that certain people try to gatekeep and make it so that they didn't do shit. It's ignorant as fuck.
All right. Let's do it. We got a question coming up about that, so let's hold your thoughts, and I would love to hear what you have to say. So can you hold it, please, please, please hold it. Or type it down, because I'm the type to forget. But I definitely want to hear it. Can you remember your sentiments too? All right, let's do it. Happy Sunday, everybody. How's everybody feeling today? Y'all could have been anywhere on this amazing, beautiful Sunday, but you're here with us. You're here with the team of Show and Tell Boston.
The Lord's Day. The Lord's Day.
How does it feel?
Yes.
How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel?
How does it feel?
You feeling good?
Yo, there
You guys,
it is.
this is episode number 7. Episode number 7 of our community podcast. Thank you guys for being here. Thank y'all for watching our episodes.
Yes.
It has been 3 years since the conceptualization. And it's been a lot of work, y'all. We ain't gonna lie. We put a lot of energy into Show and Tell. So thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Let's start out with introducing everybody that's a part of the team. So we have our friend Shane here. He's our producer and creator. Thank you, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
We have our friend Jonathan Tata here. He is our producer and moderator.
Hi, Tata.
We have Yuki here. He is going to be our sound engineer for tonight. We have Most Generous here. He is going to be our camera guy, aka cinematographer.
The nigga in the sky.
And we have the beautiful Shay Afrique
Hey
here.
y'all, how y'all doing?
She gonna be helping me do this thing, okay?
Yes.
Oh, and we have me. My name is Cricket. We're going to be in the vibe of Cricket Smith tonight. And we have our new friend. His name is Mikey. Mikey, come on.
Yeah, we about to haze you. We about to haze you.
What?
Right.
He is our new official member of Show and Tell.
Bam. Graphic design, illustrator, what's good?
He did our designs for the flyer tonight. And we got our friend, the one and only Cheese the God. All right, let's get it. Few housekeeping rules. Y'all know what to do. Treat this like you would your mama house. If your mom was from the South. Okay? My mama say keep the doors closed so she don't let her AC out. Pick up her trash. And be nice. Just be nice.
Facts.
That's it. That's all we ask for. That's all we. Oh yeah, and speaking to the mic. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, be respectful, but also be unapologetic. You know what I'm saying?
100%. So I don't know if you guys have seen the Show and Tell Boston Instagram page, but we have had a lot of talk around community and health disparities and the Black community. And we want to introduce our episode 3 of our community health series workshop with Boston Medical and their Mass SEAL team. This episode is about sexual health and STDs. I don't know if you guys have heard about Mpox. I don't know if you guys watched the episode about COVID and long COVID, but I'm a conspiracy theorist. Not afraid to admit it, okay? 100%.
Yeah,
and
Me either.
I don't know if you guys have listened, read the term or done the history of the term conspiracy theorist, but it's a gaslighting term, and it's no matter what, just do your own research. Don't even go by my own,
Go by the news or the government
ideas
either.
or comments. Do your own research. So we had an amazing team of people from Boston Medical. They sat on this couch to talk about COVID. They talked about long COVID. And to be honest, as a person who came on the, I don't know if the word is opposition or defense. I'm trying to learn basketball terms.
Ops.
Was it a football term? I'm on the opposite.
I would say your ops. You
Offense,
came on the
defense.
I'm
ops.
trying to come on the offense, right? So, as a person that's coming from the offense, I learned a lot, right? I learned a lot about COVID. I learned a lot about long COVID, and we got an episode coming up about STDs and monkeypox. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about monkeypox.
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 Girl, if you don't sit your monkey.
HIV.
No.
STDs.
No, we gonna have to look that up. Look that
Wait,
up.
is
Don't listen to
monkeypox
her.
mixed in with that?
Don't listen to her.
It's mixed in.
You're gonna have to submit your question to the Show and Tell email or to the Show and Tell survey, because that's what we want to find out. What are your questions around monkeypox? Has anybody ever heard of monkeypox? You have? What do you know about monkeypox?
Not really anything, but Ebola, maybe?
Yeah, right.
It's on
It's
the
giving
name.
Ebola, right? It's giving Ebola.
Yeah.
Okay, and does anybody else have any, when you think of the term monkeypox, what pops into your head?
Chicken pox. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. The last time I heard pox was a thing was in the 90s when you
Yeah,
was getting chicken
100.
pox.
Yeah. So these are the things we want to know. Even the questions you have around STDs. The goal really is to get you guys out here. Come here. Come to 195 Dudley Street. That time that's on the flyer is the time that we're inviting you out to actually talk to a medical health professional that works at Boston Medical Center. They can answer all of your questions. They can give you resources. They can give you tests. Come out. We have the next episode. We have our next live episode on Friday, this coming Friday, August 16th from 1 to 3. So there's that. You gonna come? If you don't come, just try.
Nah, she about to
If you guys don't
Hey,
come,
but
just
it's
at
fine.
least
She-
share
You
the
don't come, you don't
flyer.
love me.
Just share the flyer
You
with
wasn't
at
really
least
my
one
friend.
Don't do me
person.
like that, Shay.
Share the flyer with at least one person. Can y'all do that?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah,
That's
come
reasonable.
on.
Yeah, right. Reasonable is the word. 100%.
It's community building, y'all.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna come, get somebody else to come.
Exactly. Share it with
Yeah,
a friend or two.
gaslight them. You know what I'm saying? Guilt trip them.
Come on now. I don't know if you guys. Okay, sorry. We got to do this the right way. We also have another. Episode of One Mic Stand coming up. It's going to be in September. You guys mark that on your calendars. Get that in your heads. One Mic Stand, Show and Tell Boston. All right, lock it in. Ready?
Get to the
You done plugging
questions.
things in?
Okay, I got it. I hear you guys. We got to do this right. We got the people here. We got to do this right. We got these events coming up. They need to hear about it.
You gotta do it after they eat. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
All right. Okay.
That's a trick.
Okay, I'm being rushed.
Well, they all slump. Yeah, they ain't got nothing to do.
Shay Freak.
Yeah.
Can you hit us
You
with
ready? Who's ready?
I don't have a choice but
They
to be
ready?
ready. I don't have a choice but
They
to be
ready to
ready
get
right
into
now.
some shit. I'm
I don't have a
ready.
choice but to be ready right now.
Hey, blame it on the alcohol.
Can you give us the first question, please?
So let's roll this little thing. This is the appetizer right here. We're gonna start with this right here. Let's roll this up.
There's definitely a handle on there.
Yeah, but you know, I'm a Taurus. Nobody tells me what to do. You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. I want to make sure it ain't mine. I want to be non-biased. This is mine. Nah, this is mine. Hold on.
No, what
It is.
Was it really?
I put like 5 of them shits in there. All right, here we go. It says, do you let disagreements and politics get in the way of your relationship/friendship? That's a good question. I definitely had a homegirl get mad at me because I said I don't necessarily believe voting does much. She was really mad about that, super in her feelings. And I had to give her a break because I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Whether she went red or blue or up or down, it never really would have cared. My view is my view. Yours is yours. That's what friendship's all about. But she got super mad, so it had me rethink things like, damn, you letting this Democratic Republican thing come between us, girl? So what y'all think? Politics, it's coming between y'all friendships, relationships?
I wanted to say that I thought the phrasing of that was interesting. Get in the way as opposed to like maybe be a part of it. So, is it? Yeah.
You just
sorry.
gotta speak into
You
it.
need me to speak up into the mic more, like this?
Just hold it closer to your
I
mouth.
feel like I'm eating it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Eat it.
So I was saying that I thought the phrasing of that was interesting, like get in the way of, as opposed to like be a part of your friendships or relationships, maybe in the first place. I think the voting one is super interesting. I tend to fall on the side of like, there's multiple ways to get to where we need to go. We probably need a few of them happening at the same time, and I don't know all the right ones. But yeah, I think between friends and between people, it's probably something that's going to be like very individual, because some things might be more personal to you than like to your friend. But yeah, I thought that phrasing of that was interesting.
Anybody else?
I
wanna
feel
give it a
like
go? Don't be
politics
shy.
just like it's everything. Yeah, it's personal, but like everybody has their own thing. Like if your homie had to tell you everything about him, you're probably not gonna like half of the shit he says. So just because politics is put in the limelight, it doesn't make it any different. I mean, if we're gonna have a discussion tonight, there could be two people who are mutually friends, but then if you ask them a question and they're like, yo, I didn't know you was like that. Should that split them apart? No, it should be like, yo, I did not know you was like that, dog. Now I know. Now I get you. Now I understand like half of the shit that we go
to, or somebody you engaged to. How about that?
Oof. I heard that split up a lot of people. The last election split up mad people. It was crazy. But like even that, like then you knew about your partner. You'd be like, wow, I just know new depths of who you are. Like, I'm not gonna split up with my partner because of that.
What if you found out your partner was a racist?
I mean,
Like, you love me? Word. Out of everybody, you love me?
I mean,
It is a part of politics. What you mean? There's plenty of
we
racists
can
who are
get
waiting
right
to get
into
what they
it.
want out of the deal.
I said we can get right into it with the
Girl,
race
let's get
thing.
into it.
go.
Dig it all in there.
I wouldn't say that I, consciously let it interfere with relationships or friendships, but for prime example, I've lost several friends and family members that want to keep their distance because I stand solid on the fact that I'm not black. And that's an argument.
What you mean by you're not black?
Oh, what are you? I'm not saying
There
it
isn't one.
in an argumentative way. I'm asking, I want to know
So
what you are.
when I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror, I'm me. And the image that is reflected back to me isn't black.
Always.
It's
Yeah.
brown and it's strong.
Yeah.
It's melanated, like gold, copper tone. So when people refer to you as something that the slave master said you were,
Yeah, I feel that.
it
'cause I'm
kind
half
of it's
Haitian,
demeaning.
And then I'm also half.
It makes
like,
you feel low.
I
So
don't
you
say
half
black,
you're half
I
white.
say brown because
I'm
like
sorry,
I
let me
don't know
stop.
what I am, but I'm not about to say black. Like I'm African American or like I'm just. Like,
I'm not-
brown skin. Like I'm not about.
I
to
don't
say
stand
black
on the
because that's what
African
they told me
American
I
thing
was.
either.
What you stand on? What do you identify as culturally,
A
ethnically?
skin spectrum. That's really what it is.
No, not
right?
color. Culturally,
I
ethnically.
I am what my parents are.
Yeah.
My parents aren't black. My mother is from Barbados, and my father is Indian, native, whatever tribe he was from before they stripped us of our nationality.
Let's get into it. I'm doing genealogy as we speak, and on my mom's side, I ain't got no records on my dad's side. I just know he's from Cape Verde. But my mom's side, I went back all the way to the 1700s, and yeah, we from here. These niggas lied to us.
That's deep right there.
Point blank, period. I mean, Shaney know. He know. That's why he invited me, but yeah.
So ultimately,
Hold
kind
on,
of sounds like.
yeah, the brother want to talk right here too. Hold on.
I'm sorry, one more thing before you. Census records is governmental records. Death records.
You said census?
Census.
That's why I never filled that out either. I'd be throwing that right in the trash.
Yeah, the
That's
census.
100%.
I'm like, what? For what? Why?
That's how they measure us.
I thought your point was dope. It reminds me of Isaiah Thomas is on an episode of The Right Time, Bomani Jones's podcast, and he basically talks about like growing up in Chicago, being a part of the Black Panthers. Basically, their whole argument was like see us as human first, because that's what we are. We're all a part of the human race. So I just think I thought your point was mad interesting because I think with a lot of things like the hip hop question, for me, it's like, what's the point? So like, I think a lot of times when these conversations get us hot between black people, we need to more focus on like, what's the point and what are we really trying to get to? And what's more of like what we're trying to move forward with because like what's that J. Cole line from that album? Like if I had to make a song about the blame, it would take 20 CDs. Like we could go back and forth for lifetimes, but like right now we have as much chance as we make ourselves to make things better. So I hear you, but I also feel like it's kind of on all of us to make sure we're trying to move these conversations in like a forward direction, not like who's right and who's wrong.
I got a question as far as that, brother.
Us as a whole.
I got a question as far as that, brother. So you said, what's the point, right? And you also brought up the point of forward direction, correct? Okay. So the root of what your last talking point was the whole hip hop question and who it belongs to and all that, right? So let me ask you a question. If me, myself, took a year, 2 years to study, I don't know, country music, and I got a guitar, some cowboy boots, and a 10-gallon hat, and I went to Ohio, and I tried to promote myself as the new hottest country singer. How welcome do you think I would be in Ohio singing country music? I would not be welcome at all. I'll probably
first of all, I'm not from Ohio, and I don't know how many black people are out there, but I know there are black people out there. So first of all, it depends on where you start in Ohio.
Okay.
From Ohio.
Okay. Okay.
Get that
But
out the way.
Your question.
we can't acknowledge Ohio to not be an outwardly black state, right? Not like New York, not like Atlanta, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Okay.
Like, I think if we had black people from Ohio here, we could better answer the question.
Right.
I'm not about to try
Matter of fact, let's use
speak about
Kansas.
something I
Let's
don't
use
know.
Kansas because the Klan is active over there. Let's use Kansas.
But
1 second,
The one
Let's-
black person I know from Kansas City says
Right.
there's mad black people out there, and they do dope art out there.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Could you? So, but again, I want to understand your point. So.
Okay. My point is basically
Yeah.
this. A genre or a community that is dictated and basically you created and dictated by a certain subset of people. Let's use white people for example, right? If somebody from another ethnic group tries to say, invest themselves or include themselves into something that's basically, widely known to be theirs, how welcome do you think that outlier would be or that outsider would be? Not very welcome. Right.
So I get what you brought up, country, but that's something like from what I've learned by listening to people like Chuck Berry,
We
and
created
Donny
it.
Hathaway.
We created
yeah,
it.
well,
Right.
there's some diversions, right? Where like we go one way with it, and white people go another way, which is why like we have very different ideas today of what that is to us, right?
Right. But nowadays, you can't tell me 5 black country singers, can you?
Well,
No,
you
but
know,
that's
my
also
homeboy made a good point that there are
you
definitely
been to
some
Africa?
new black country music artists definitely doing their thing right now.
But the
You know
regular
what I'm saying?
person can.
Mike.
So it's like, I understand that point. I understand what you mean, and we're not saying that Hispanic people are not welcome in the hip hop community. We're just saying it's not a debate because we know who started it first. We know where it came from. We know where it originated
No,
from.
100%.
Exactly. So there's no debate. Like, we understand you guys, like Hispanics integrated into our culture, but you have to understand it's still our culture. You have to respect it. Like, do you get it?
So if you say they have to respect it, what do you think about the Olympics? Because they definitely was disrespectful.
Definitely.
Old girl from Australia was disrespectful. Okay. And I don't know what else to call it.
The white chick,
I'm trying to figure out how she got to the Olympics. Who approved this? Who thought this was okay? That was a mockery, and that had me upset.
White liberals approved it. White liberals.
Well, the thing about it, it turns out she has a PhD.
No, I don't want to hear that. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
PhD in appropriation. That's amazing.
She got pretty high dreams. That's what that means.
And so,
Well, I want to bring that in full circle. First and foremost, shout out to the Olympics for acknowledging breakdancing as a culture and as a sport because, you know, no, I'm gonna bring it in full circle. Here's the thing. With hip hop, you bring up the conversation, you know, what part the Latinos played in it, and I have no problem saying, being Latino, that it is a Black American culture. The only problem I have to say we had nothing to do with it, like we didn't contribute. And I had a conversation online with this dude talking about this hip hop, and it was annoying because he's not from New York, he's not from the East Coast, he just saw this stupid DVD that is now bringing this conversation about it. And in his background, he had all these hip hop artists, and he said, look, you have this picture in the background, but all these hip hop artists. Now remember, hip hop is a culture. Rap is what you do. Where's your black DJ? Where's your black graffiti artist? Where's your black b-boy? I ain't see none of them in the background. And I asked him that. He couldn't answer none of the black b-boys, breakdancers, DJ. All he thought about the hip hop artists. And half of the hip hop artists that was there that were black, they were either had Jamaican backgrounds, Haitian background. It wasn't even like a full-blown FBA thing, the thing that's popping right now. So I talked about that. And one more thing, shout out to hip hop. Today's hip hop's birthday. If y'all don't know, it's been 51 years.
Happy birthday, hip hop.
Happy birthday to hip hop.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Feliz cumpleaños, hip hop. And we're having a wrong conversation. It's not about, you know, if you talk to actual Latinos from the Bronx, they know what it is. They know who created it, who started it. The only thing they say, yo, we played a part in it. And like I said, with hip hop, it's a culture. You know, back in the days, everybody wanted to be a DJ, but then they saw rap as being the lucrative, so you forgot about all the other cultures that you started. So, you know, Puerto Ricans held on to the breakdancing part. That's why now they saw the Olympics, they ain't seen no black Americans. But that's a conversation within itself. But I think we're having the wrong conversation. It's not about who did what, it's who has ownership. Because when you see all these rappers, you know, they don't own their publishing, they don't own their royalty, they don't own none of the stuff they created. They get terrible contracts, bad lawyers. So you should have a real conversation about who started what, is who's taking the ownership for you to feed your kids and pass it on to the next generation. You know, we're not the enemy because we don't own the stuff that we created. We just, you know, said, hey, look, we paid a part of it. We're not even saying cut us a check. We say, yo, we paid a part of it. Give us our props, because while everybody wants to be a rapper, y'all forgot about the other elements y'all created. So,
all right, we're going to keep the momentum going.
So convenient.
We're going to keep the ball rolling.
Book a one-on-one consultation, hire,
Yo,
and pay
you guys
your
ready?
for all in one place.
All right, I got
We're
a
gonna
question.
come back. We're gonna come back with some more of y'all questions. We're gonna get to the ball.
Actually, hold on, Che. I want to piggyback off of what you said because it falls into one of the questions that we have on here. And I don't know about you guys, but one of my favorite artists is Tory Lanez. And my homie's locked up for the next 10 years, right? And Tory Lanez is one of the only, if not the only, independent artist that has turned his album into an NFT and made money off of the NFT. Right? And as an entrepreneur, as a makeup artist, I'm naturally an entrepreneur, right? And I always say that artists are unrealized entrepreneurs. So do you guys feel like artists are unrealized entrepreneurs?
I'm the founding director of a nonprofit, and I'm an artist. I'd probably say in 2020, I started considering myself an artist. I feel like as an artist, you, by definition, are also an entrepreneur. I just think what it is, like, kind of embodies that, because at the end of the day, like, your product is whatever you decide it to be, and then you have to decide how you're gonna market that and make money off of it. It's kind of the definition of, like, building a business as an entrepreneur. So that's kind of my take on it.
Totally agree.
Mic check, mic check.
We can hear you.
What about the artists who have zero marketing skills and those who just want to create for the sake of creation? There are a lot of artists who really suck at business propositions.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to angle themselves in the market. And those people just end up having regular jobs and doing art on the side. So sometimes I'm conflicted with that question, because in order to be an entrepreneur, you got to be in the game. That's like being an entrepreneur. If you take art out of it, it's just working hard, selling yourself, and knowing these angles. So if you add art to it, that's one thing, but you can add music to that. You can add bars of soap to it. You can add anything to entrepreneurship. It's really about how do you set yourself apart from the market or the industry, and how do you sell yourself to a particular market? That could be for anybody, but there are artists that I know that are horrible. Great artists, amazing artists, but they suck at sales.
So I'm in.
Well, I was gonna say, in the opposite side of that is that, like, there's some artists that suck at what you do. Like, yeah, you're good at expressing yourself, but it's trash like the human eye. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? And, like, you know, you wouldn't be good at selling yourself in general. So maybe you aren't, like, an unrealized entrepreneur, but you are a person who, like, is good at self-expression because it works for you and it gets what you need out of it.
So yeah, I'm just gonna piggyback off of that too. Like, I'm literally in the middle of that. Like, I guess I can say I'm an artist, but my marketing skills suck, right? But as I'm going, like, through the motions, I'm learning, like, what's my audience, who I market to, like, and how I can market my brand. And I'm learning from others doing their small businesses as well. So I just wanted to say, like, you can learn, like, even though you suck,
No,
but
absolutely.
you definitely can
I
learn.
agree.
Slowly but surely.
And I wish there were more places that artists can practice those sales skills, because there are, like, even the youth. Yeah, well, social media is difficult when you're doing in person. Like, a lot of the work is like what you're doing right now, in person.
Right.
But where do you get to
Outside.
practice as an entrepreneur?
When do you get to?
Where? I'm just saying, like, that.
No,
that's,
just sales. Before you're even an entrepreneur, you have to learn how to sell anything. And there are people.
But I'm just saying that's a part of the game. That learning. Is all a part of the game. And certain artists just choose to not learn at it. So for me, like, that's a choice. I played soccer through college, so I'm always gonna look at it like an athlete. Like, yeah, you're not good at shooting threes, or you're not good at penalty kicks. Like, at some level, that's a choice you put in to not try to get better at that.
Absolutely, I agree.
I'm a camelback off of that. Everybody's been saying
Camelback? I thought it was piggyback.
Yeah, no pork on
Now
my
we riding
pork.
camels. You know what I'm saying?
But no, speaking of being able to learn and grow from the people in your environment or the opportunities that you have, I was sitting down watching Deb's House the other night. And she made a good point. You definitely need the marketing, but you definitely need the artistry aspect too. And if you're not willing or capable of learning, those are those artists that are microwavable. In 30 seconds, they're done.
Amen to that. Oh my gosh. I mean, there are artists who just don't want to grow. I mean, and there's artists who they either.
It's like a quick.
Yeah.
It's.
It's a general statement.
People.
Yeah.
People.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I feel like people should just take one of the things that I always encourage people is to take their hobby and find a way to market it. Find a community that has passion in that same hobby that you have. Because I know there are people who are like, I want to start a business. I want to do something amazing. And they sometimes just are quick to start a new wheel. When it's like, you should look at what you are already good at and practice within that. So you don't have to go through the whole motions of starting a whole new version of yourself. And you're like, oh, today I never did acrylics before. I'm going to try it today. You should try to hone in on the things that you're passionate about because they're easier to market. That's 100%.
I 100% agree with that. But if you're not willing to develop as a person, you're not going to be willing to develop in your business. Entrepreneurship is an art. Art is an art. Life is an art. And throughout artistry, you want to develop. You want to get better. And if you're naturally a person that wants to get better, you'll do the work. You'll do whatever it takes. Shay, you feel me? Okay.
Yeah, what's up? I can ask the next question?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm just jumping right in because, listen, we already wasted enough time. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Ripping the Band-Aid off. Should porn be banned?
Porn should be banned.
I'm going to give y'all a second to marinate because I want you to try your best to be as non-biased as you can possibly. Maybe if you can dig down deep in your soul and try to be non-biased about what you want and what you like and what you think you need. You know what I mean? But out of whole hearts, do you think the world would be a better place without pornography? Would relationships be better without pornography?
Okay.
Would there be less violence? Would the housing percentages go down?
I'll jump on that.
Nah, none of that.
Would the roads be fixed?
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, so honestly, I think if this was gonna have to happen, right?
Talk to me.
Now, if you're gonna ban porn, you gotta legalize prostitution across the board, because you gotta think about it, right? And I know this stat that I'm about to bring out. I know this to be an actual factual thing in real life. So 67% of all men are sexless, incels, and involuntary celibates. So they don't have sex. And I know
we got to see those numbers because we all about research around here.
67%.
What year was this study done?
Sex, but you
What
can't
men
get it.
were they
Doesn't matter
having?
what you do, you cannot get it. You know what I'm saying? You can't
Well,
get it.
you gotta ask the question. You gotta ask the question.
Hold on. Let's finish. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. He got it.
So yeah, if you're gonna ban porn, which I don't think it's a bad thing, you're gonna have to legalize prostitution across the board, because you brought up violence, and that's a very profound point to bring up, because I hear about it all the time from family members, co-workers, friends, people I talk to. They have a lot of dudes out here who are very close to being involuntary celibates or incels that think that they have rights or ownership over a woman's body just because that woman is minding him, meaning just giving him a conversation, giving him time, and things like that. Just because you're talking to a shorty does not mean you automatically get everything across the board. It's her decision. Doesn't matter. So even when it comes to sex and the actual action of coitus, she makes all the rules. You know what I'm saying?
So hold on, wait. You went back and you said that if porn is banned, prostitution must be legal. So
that'd be a good idea.
The question is why? What do you think will or won't happen if porn is banned? That prostitution being legal would be the solution for? What do you think is going to happen? You think motherfuckers going to start going crazy? Because they already going crazy right now.
Thank you.
And porn is free.
Porn is free.
And that ain't stop nobody from raping nobody, okay? I'm just saying.
So listen to
or
this,
sex
right?
trafficking. So talk to me. What you think?
So as far as that, yes, you're right. Men sometimes are just completely bugged out. I know this to be a fact. So the reason why I said that is because with porn, you have an empty fantasy that will never be fulfilled, because you're watching light in LCD flashes and you're watching an image. You see what I'm saying? So you'll never in your life put your dick inside of Pinky ever. You'll never fuck Roxy Reynolds.
No.
You'll never do that. You know what I'm saying? So you're
Might catch her on a bad day. You never know.
Never. So
Grocery store,
you'll never fulfill this empty fantasy that you have. But with prostitutes, with anybody that's in the sex industry, any man that so wills it to go ahead and buy the pussy, you know, you can tell her what you want. You can tell her what you want to wear, maybe. You can tell her, hey, I got a hotel for us. I want you to, your name's going to be Charnice.
That's how you think it goes down?
Yeah,
in these motels?
That's how it should.
Right.
So you can be able, any man that's, you know, not able to get it regularly, you can be able to have like a controlled, you know what I'm saying, type of, you know, experience where everything's, you know, equal and everything's fair, instead of having this void that you're trying to fill in, you know, through this phone or through this computer. You see what I'm saying? That's what I think.
So there are people who aren't having sex. It doesn't necessarily mean that for some people it's for religious purposes, right? And so within their chosen religion, whether it's Christian, in my world, I'm Christian, so a lot of Christians would choose not to have sex before marriage, right? And because fornication is seen as a sin in the eyes of God. And so in that 67% that you stated earlier, there's a large number of people either that are Christian or Muslim or any other religion that have chosen not to have sex or to wait until marriage in order to have sex, right? And so I, as
involuntary.
You say involuntary. Okay. Involuntary. Got it.
Can we talk about porn?
Got it.
But maybe he's trying to say that through his love for Jesus and Christianity, you want to keep your faith. It's not involuntary.
So
let him continue.
But the point is, some people may want to, but they can't because of the choice that they made. Right?
If a person's reason is not, if a person's reason for not having sex has to do with their religion, that's a complete opposite. You're maintaining your relationship with God, and you should do that. That's completely fine. I want you to do that. But if you don't really align yourself that hard with the laws to that extent, and you might be a little more free as far as your body goes, then that's the kind of like area we're in right now. We're not talking about we're not talking about people who are being celibate out of their religious beliefs. That's the other side.
I didn't know we was judging all of that.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point.
65% stipulations. Let the brother speak so we can keep it going.
So that was a misunderstanding on my part. However, I disagree that in order for prostitution to be allowed openly, sorry, I'm getting my thoughts mixed up here. Ban porn, straight up. As someone who has struggled in the past with porn addiction.
Talk about it.
Okay? So, porn addiction is a real thing. It's a real thing that isn't really talked about, right? And so, because it's not talked about, you have a lot of men stuck in the dark and not able to discuss something that is eating them alive from the inside out. And so,
we got a revelation over here. Come on, brother.
I want to say this.
We got testimony over here. Come on. What you got to say? You got something on your heart.
From a female perspective, I'm just going to say this.
Are you done, Jonathan?
Because there's
You know what? I'll pass it on. I'll pass it on.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
know what's up.
Go ahead, Cheese.
Who else want to testify? Come on up
I
here.
said a lot of men talking. I need some feminine energy on this question.
And it's on both. And it's on both
I mean,
sides.
aren't men the primary users of porn and viewers of porn?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's let Cheese go ahead and speak. Cheese, go ahead and say what you got to say, please, friend.
I'm gonna say this. This is why I'm a strong believer that porn needs to be banned.
Ooh, okay, we got two.
I'm a strong believer in that. Why? It's because we is like porn is like weed. It's like the entry level of sexuality. Yes, it's a gateway drug into sexuality.
Is it really?
I know that's a horrible. I know y'all
I'm gonna
Make you want to do things you wasn't thinking about doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Overthinking about things you wasn't thinking about.
Wild shit.
Can we
Messing up
speak
your whole
honestly?
psyche.
Can we speak honestly?
Come on.
I watch porn.
Okay. Oh yeah. Come on.
With no problem. And excuse me. I learned some of my best moves from
There
porn.
you go. See.
But what I'm going to say is this. That a lot of people won't admit to. A lot of people that watch porn today in their adult lives started watching that when they were 14. When they were 12.
Problem. That's the problem.
No, but that's not the problem. The problem is,
I'm gonna tell you the problem afterwards.
The problem would be if that young boy or girl was to go out and act on those behaviors. But instead, they're curious, and there's nothing wrong with curiosity. And just like any other addiction, they need to be addressed. They need to be spoke about. A crack addict ain't gonna tell you that they a crack addict until they down on their worst.
That's a fact.
Now, the porn is abused by the person. The person is the one that needs the help.
That's a fact.
Can I just piggyback off of what you just said real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
How she's bringing it up, everything has an addiction level. You feel what I'm saying? Pornography, you can reach a level of addiction with. Alcohol, you can reach a level of addiction with. Psychedelics, all of that stuff. It's all in how do you regulate yourself in your own usage with that. Because 14, 15, 16, you can hit that level and go down a rabbit hole, and that is possible. But at the same time, there's the self we are when we start, and then that evolves into, okay, what decisions am I making now? Am I gonna keep watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night? Do I have to check it on my phone a little bit to get through the day? That's addiction. But if it's it's been a long ass day. Right.
Yeah, that's
that work is wild.
That's the work out there.
But yeah, I would say that.
We're still talking about sort of.
All right, I'm sorry. I wanted to come back for her not come back for you, but I wanted to respond to her.
Come for me. Yeah, I was gonna respond. I was gonna respond to that.
Okay.
Go ahead, friend.
I'll let you go.
All right, thank you. So I believe that we're still talking about this on a sort of a more or less surface level, because at the end of the day, pornography is a huge billion-dollar business.
Exactly.
Okay? And the people who are making money from pornography are, for the most part, people that don't look like me and you. Okay?
Fact.
OnlyFans.
No, it's all sure, but I guess the point in that also is, it's not just what somebody has autonomy over in the choice that they make, but it's also what's happening on an anatomical level, on a sort of a subconscious level.
That's a
okay?
fact.
There are changes that are actually happening deep within the subconscious that is changing somebody's neural presentation, because you're creating new neural pathways.
That's
Every
right.
single time you watch porn, it's firing new neurons.
That's
and
right.
that is fucking up your prefrontal cortex.
That's true.
Right? And so at the end of the day...
But I watched
car
it
go?
when I
What you
was
think?
horny. My prefrontal was already...
Hold on.
I mean, I am a behavioral health counselor
Let's
at
go.
the Boston Children's Hospital.
Let's
That's
go.
why I can speak on that, right?
Let's go.
And so the thing is, it is messing up our brain. That's the fact. At the end of the day, that's what's happening.
But that's propaganda, period.
It's not propaganda. This is what
anything that's fed to you can mess up your brain.
Girl, come
That's
on.
science.
But anything that's fed to you can mess up your brain.
But that's what addiction
it's
is.
creating,
That's what it
it's
does.
creating negative pathways in your neurons, like he was just saying.
Not
It's
for
creating a negative
everyone.
train of thought.
It does go for everything, but we're talking
Okay,
about
so
porn
say that.
right now.
No, but so
We're
say
talking about
that.
porn, though.
But right next to you, say that. That's the whole point she was bringing up.
No, I get it, but I was responding
if
to
you
her
say
point.
I understand that, but I think if you're gonna bring up like should we ban porn, then she's right. If you're looking at it from addiction, then should we ban alcohol? Should we ban certain types of food?
Alcohol was banned.
After this show,
before we go off
for a
on
little
I
bit.
understand, but
Hold
it's,
on before I go.
Until
Why we
Christmas
should
or
ban
something.
porn has
Alright.
nothing to do
Go
with
ahead,
the
go ahead,
addiction
go ahead,
part.
friend.
It has all to do with the path, like he said, the neuron pathways. Like the reason why it's an issue is because what we focus on. It was a time before porn. We have to always remember that. You get what I'm
Yeah, what was your grandma doing? She ain't have Pornhub. She was making it work. Her granddad.
It's still
They
people
made
have
porn.
on
And
right now.
that-
None of
that
that stuff
leads
It was
to-
vintage.
With the models on the Coca-Cola
Can I ask the
mic.
question real quick
Anything.
though? Can I ask the question?
All porn is doing is furthering our
Yes,
sexuality in
please.
reality.
But can I
Ask
ask
the question, please.
if
Hold on, hold on.
if porn is banned, will there automatically be no more porn?
What do we know? No more
Because
what?
prohibition happened and that's there now. And like weed was illegal and now it's not anymore.
Okay.
And it's not only because of not and I'm not saying
waiting
I'm
for you,
saying
Chad.
that like everyone has their vices. It is up to the self to figure out what you do with them.
Right. However, I don't like comparing apples and oranges, right? Because coke and crack is different from weed and alcohol, and it's different from porn, and it's different from sugar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But do the same like top
Yeah, it can do
neurons
that. Yeah,
come
we
out
already
in your
proved
mind
that
when you do
scientifically
it?
it does the same
Right.
physically, biologically to our brain, right? However, still different levels to things as far as its effect on others in the world, right? So for example, we talk about porn. My opinion is two different things, right? There's a part that it affects relationships, and there's a part in sex, and then there's a part that is sex trafficking and children and shit involved. That's what fucks me up.
Yeah.
I watched porn, right? But the minute that you told me that what I could be watching is a girl who's fighting for her life or a child who's a minor, that fucked me up. And I'm being 100% transparent. You can't watch that shit the same after knowing that. If you in your right state of mind, you either gonna start thinking differently or choosing differently, or you're gonna start weaning off that because that's the one piece you can't control. But if you know that you're gonna continue being a viewer, that you're gonna continue to feed their demand to keep grabbing children and filming this shit. So let's just be transparent. That's the biggest thing. I'm just gonna come in, bah,
Yes,
kick it
ma'am.
down the
Yes,
door
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
with child
Yes,
pedophilia
ma'am.
and sex
Now,
trafficking.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's some real shit, right? But look, on the second piece, right? You can't watch porn. Usually masturbation goes together, right? So how many people who masturbate frequently, maybe too damn frequently, how many of y'all can be honest and admit that it messes up your sex life a little bit? Who gonna admit
Talk about
that?
it.
Because you be doing
Talk
it a
about
little too much, and now you can't really
Erectile
get off
dysfunction.
when you having real relationships.
Talk about
with
erectile
people.
dysfunction.
You know what I'm saying? You overdid it. You overdid it, and you
Talk
can't
about that
perform for
erectile
your loved
dysfunction.
ones. You know what I'm saying? You can't get off. Right? And then here's a third. I didn't know there was a third. There's another third. This is the last one. I'm done. Now give me one more. I'm about to be done. You also can't lie. You got to admit that if you've been overdoing it, it's only your level of overdoing it. If you've been overdoing it, you know that you said you was only gonna look at these three. Now you start looking at these 7 categories,
On page
and you looking at some
250.
hedonistic stuff that you never thought you getting off on, and you gotta admit to yourself like, dang, I don't know how I feel about myself, cause now I'm seeking different type of stuff. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Oh, just cause it ain't at work during the day, but you know that your preferences, you went from heterosexual to, now I like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? Well, nah.
Somebody's a clown on
Nah, you gotta reel that shit in. You gotta reel it in. Reel it in.
All right, we gotta get the next question.
I just want to keep it real
Go
brief.
ahead.
I just want to keep it real brief.
a nigga need his porn, so it's, a nigga need his porn. So
needs my
as long as I keep it healthy, I treat it like drinking. I'm not alcoholic. But
Okay.
if I want to drink here and then, drink here and there, and I'm gonna go a little,
Un poquito.
If I want to get in love with myself, be in love with myself, bro needs to scratch itch, That's
So-
all.
All right, go ahead.
Imagine
go ahead,
jerking
A.
off to
Go
your
ahead, A.
imagination.
And it's
That's
a
just
wrap.
crazy.
Go ahead.
For the
Yeah.
first
Go ahead,
thing
Frank.
you said, is it that you want complete general porn banned or monetized mass corporational porn? Because that's
we need to filter that
if
stuff
it's
out.
OnlyFans and I'm a independent contractor thrown in a circle, you know that they're 25 and up, and they planned it like now. Because like the original, 2008 porn. Terrible, nasty work. We don't know what the hell was going on.
These are your people. These are the real porn watchers. Pay attention.
Yep.
Shit,
Hold on. I just want
If it looked like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a nigga. Like, but
Yeah.
I would say I get what you're saying, and I agree with that. I would say since we're in this time of monetization, it might just be the mass corporational porn that needs to be, because that is like
the McDonald's
black girls go
porn.
missing, and all of a sudden.
I also
2
think
years
something that's
later.
clear from everyone talking is
Yeah.
we don't talk about sex enough in our
That's true.
society.
Sex education.
So
Plug it in that event. What's the
the
date?
The curiosity.
Wait, which
Come on, you gotta be ready, girl. Come on, girl. I threw it to you, Allie. You just had to just dunk it in there. You know what I'm saying?
The sexual health
Yes,
is August
plug it
16th,
in.
right
August
here from
16th,
1
we
to
gonna talk
3.
about sex.
From 1 to 3.
So,
August 16th.
like the curiosity thing, you're right. That's where it starts off. And in our society, this is probably the one thing that you need to know the most about that no one is going to talk to you about.
True.
Yeah.
So it's kind of on you from the time whenever your hormones turn on to manage it. That's probably going to be too much for a lot of people, especially because we have a society where so many signals are getting thrown at us. But I think in terms of making things better, we have to be better about talking about sex in our society, or else we're not necessarily able to guide kids before they just decide this is the right thing to do, or we're not necessarily able to help our friends because it's so awkward to begin with. But yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, you definitely. Hey, let's wrap this shit up, okay? It's a wrap. All right. I got something to say about sex, and I have something to say as it alludes to what you had to say, and as it alludes to what you had to say, because it's a little bit of both. And I want to wrap this up quick. So yes, people do need to be talking about sex. We need to be talking more about sexual health, and that's why I highly invite you guys to come out on this event on Friday, because we all got here one way, all right, and there are many, many, many consequences to having sex, but not only that too, but like you said, Jonathan, you have to be also aware, we're electrical beings. Whenever we fire those synapses like that, that's whenever your body it's like trying to plug some shit into a damn socket, okay? And whenever you masturbate, whether you decide to ejaculate or wherever you decide to not ejaculate, it's still a spiritual experience, and that's where sleep paralysis comes from. It's whenever you have an addiction like that, you have withdrawals, and whenever that shit needs to come out, your body starts to have paralysis. You cannot come out for that. What goes up must come down. And whenever you orgasm like that, you have that electrical energy like that, you also got to come down too. And your body has physical reactions, and sometimes we don't know what those reactions are, but that's why it's important to be in tune with the physical, but also the spiritual too, because that shit feel good, but crack feel good too, okay? The other shit feel good.
Who can contest that?
All right. Me. All right. So I have a question from here, but I don't really want to answer it because I just feel like we could be talking about something a little bit better. Is there a question from the audience that anybody else has? How long should a couple have sex after dating?
And as a small business,
How long should two people have sex before they become boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend and boyfriend, or whatever multiple combinations that put your soul?
How long should you wait?
Should you wait till marriage is 1 month, 1 week, the first day?
I don't do the boyfriend girlfriend shit.
To your boyfriend and girlfriend?
We don't do boyfriend girlfriend.
You don't do boyfriend and girlfriend?
What you do, Cheese?
Husband and wife?
I do husband and wife shit.
Ooh! Can we get applause for that?
Yep.
Cheese!
He's not married. Yo, zoom in on here. We're gonna give him a whole profile. Cheese. We're gonna put his name, age, sign.
I feel you, Cheese.
And where to reach him.
There is no dating stage for me.
Yeah,
either.
but that's his intent. He's dating for intent to marry. That's what you should be doing, in my opinion.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? With my opinion, because if not, then what are y'all doing?
Yeah, baby.
Just play.
No.
So you gotta give it a test drive. So he's halfway there with your brother. He's only halfway there with you. He's only halfway there. He getting close though. We gonna get him changed by the end of the
I
night.
bury you, baby.
We gonna have everybody baptized by the end of the night.
Oh,
In this ice bucket.
You could be a heathen with me.
Being a Christian man, you know, believing in what I believe in doesn't mean I haven't made other decisions, right? And so, but it's the decision that I make today and how I choose to walk. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, it's a preference for everyone, right? Everyone has a choice in this case. And that choice could be, you know, I'm not going to marry someone who I haven't slept with. Or for someone else, it could be, you know what, I respect her body so much that, and because of the choice that she's also making, together we're going to wait to consummate until we cross that line. And I don't think that's a bad idea either. I think a lot of times, so I remember I used to, you know, since we're all being honest and open here, I felt so pressured to have sex. So pressured by society, by my friends. You know, I turn around, everyone's having sex. But for me in high school, it's not something I didn't want to have sex, one, because I was afraid to make someone pregnant. I didn't want to accidentally make someone pregnant. I was scared.
Plan Bs.
But you know, but the thing is, the first person I slept with, it wasn't even like, it's like, oh, what's the hype about? I didn't feel like as if my soul was transformed in some amazing way.
Right.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't good.
How did that happen? If you got
it's not about whether it was good or bad, but you know when you anticipate something to be a certain way, and then you do it, and you're like, oh, that's it.
Well, would that be part of the porn addiction stuff that we had talked about? Like, or because it wasn't what you thought it was, maybe. I don't know if that.
No, that's a fair question, but no, it wasn't even that. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, imagine, you know, a ride at the carnival has been hyped up so much, and you get on that ride, you know, and you're like, oh.
Hey, my first time was very enjoyable because it was with the girl that I thought was the baddest girl in the motherfucking neighborhood. So I had a great time.
So as far as your ride analogy, I think it's not the ride that matters, but the operator of the ride that matters the most.
Come on.
It's the operator.
No, well, the thing
Who's
about
working it?
The thing, well.
Right. That's a great question.
No.
So listen, for anybody who's married, anybody married in here?
I ain't never been.
Right, currently? Okay. Now, I'm speaking to the married folks just because, you know, y'all where we trying to be, for some of us, so you know what I'm saying? How important is sex in your marriage? Because if the answer is that it's not that important, then I can see you taking a gamble on someone who you never had sex with. But if it's important to you, I personally feel like you gotta test drive. I mean, cause look, and you know, you practice and you get better. So don't think the first time if you're not doing something that you just corny, you're like, you know, you gotta practice. However, there's things people like and don't like. People be wanting every day. People be wanting once a month. If you're not aligned, that ain't gonna work. She cheating on you, he cheating on somebody else, and your side chick or your side dude is keeping y'all marriage together. That's it.
But
what you said? He's the glue.
Also,
He's the glue.
I'm gonna play.
The side
I'm
man
gonna
is
play
the glue.
the devil's advocate.
Please.
So, please. I mean,
I'm gonna play the devil. Can I play the devil's advocate real quick? So, imagine this, right? Along that train of thought. So, what if, in your relationship, sex is kind of, yes, it is important, and you want to test drive and all that good stuff, right? But it becomes sort of the way that you know each other as opposed to know each other, right? So like getting to know each other without sex in the picture allows you to deeply get to know somebody's soul in a way that sex wouldn't, like without the sex, you won't be able to actually connect, right? And so it becomes a thing where, you know, without the sex, you're looking for, you know, okay, what are we gonna connect on? You know, you can't have real deep conversations. And so then where does that go? That relationship could fail.
I'm going, and this is coming from somebody who's been married for 8 years, so.
Woo woo. Happily?
Happily.
Okay, you know, you gotta add that. That's an important adjective.
I've been with my husband for 15 years, though, prior to getting married. And we already had children, 3 of them. So what I'm gonna say about that, what he's saying, I was young, I was naive, but I was also an energy seeker. I've always been big on finding vibrations and energies that match my frequency. So I knew that was a thing. But I also slept with my husband on our 3rd day of dating. And I will say, sex became our biggest way of communication. And outside of that, when it's not present, we had to work hard to find ways that we connected. And over the time, we have grown, but it's definitely been a roadblock.
I would say this right here.
Would you like to? Oh yeah, after I want to see what we got to say. Go ahead, Cheese.
I would say this. Why I think that you need to have sex with a person before you get married is because if you can't connect that way, it's a lot of other ways that you can't connect. And if sex is an issue, that means it's a power struggle in a relationship. And that also will give you the stance on where you stand as a man in that relationship, where you stand as a female in that relationship. I think that sex is its own vocabulary, its own language. Like she said, I think that if a lot of times you can communicate with people sexually deeper than you can vocally, like, you know, emotionally, or even like as you,
because you get to the core of each other.
Exactly.
Right, because
it's an energy exchange.
It's an energy exchange, like she said.
Right, that's right.
So,
but then what happens when that's not there?
When that energy exchange is not there, what happens is that your relationship can also lead into dry, like it'll be dry, it'll be like friction in places where, like, you know, you don't wanna have like small arguments and stuff like that could kill y'all relationship and shit.
Right,
like
because too much emphasis was put on the sex as opposed to the relationship itself.
Yeah, but that has to be a actual connection that y'all can make. Because a lot of times when you can't connect sexually, it's an issue. Like,
well, no, of course. I think you can have better sex if you can connect with somebody's mind.
Absolutely.
I think if you can connect with somebody's mind on a deep level, you're gonna end up having.
But it ain't your mind that they put in the penis inside it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. Listen, it sounds real good.
I mean, I got mine.
It sounds real good. But there are married people who are not sexually satisfied, and that's the reason for their separation and divorce. What are they doing? What's up? Well, at some point, you got to realize that sexual compatibility is important.
Well, of course.
It's also a love language.
I'm not saying one or the other. I'm just saying when too much emphasis is put on the sex.
All right, y'all, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, but I hear him. Yeah.
All right, let's bring it back to black men and marriage. Let's bring it back to marriage, period. Why don't black men... Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right. That's the type of response I'm looking for. Come on. Why don't black men get married?
Because they didn't see it in their own personal families and lives. That's why. You have certain black families where marriage is an actual tradition that's perpetuated throughout every generation. You have other families, unfortunately, over and over again, that get into the habit and lifestyle of baby mother, baby daddy isms, and they think that's good enough. It's a very much bigger deal for our people, unfortunately, again, to think that it's a bigger deal to get married than it is to have a child together. You see what I'm saying? And I get certain situations happen. Certain people might have certain things going on with their life where it's like, okay, well, damn, I didn't see this part of you before the child, but now after the child, now I know you like guys, or now I know you like to hit on me. You see what I'm saying? Physically. So yeah, I just think that most of the time, the reason why most black men don't, get married is because they don't know how to be marriage minded, because their father didn't teach them that, their mother didn't teach them that, and they have people in their family that didn't teach them that because they're so invested in the baby daddy, baby mother lifestyle. That's the main reason.
So I can only speak for myself in this conversation. My parents have been married for almost 40 years, I think. I personally don't plan on getting married, I guess, before you clap too loud, which my mother definitely dislikes a lot. I definitely envision myself having a life partner, and that kind of gets into my whole thing about marriage. There's a lot that has to do with like legality, and also like things we load into what we think should happen in the relationship. And I think a lot of times that can mess things up because people believe certain things are going to happen as opposed to like actually talking about them and doing that work, especially outside of sex, to like grow closer to each other. So like that's what I care more about. Like the title is just the title. I can also speak for like where I've gone like been educated. A lot of the white people that I went to school with, they're probably going to get married twice. The reason why...
Why'd you say that?
No, listen.
It does happen. It does happen.
The reason why... Listen. I'll drop some game to all of you. No, listen. No, hold up. I'll drop some game to all of you. What they get told is get a starter wife who you can trust to build like a family and a career. You're probably not going to be super attracted to her or love her, but she's the right person to build like essentially the family business with. Once all that's said and done, you can get divorced and marry who you actually want to marry. So I say all of that to say that like most of the white guys who you're like, well, they're the ones getting married, it's not like that. So I more look at it as like be with someone who you genuinely love. It's gonna be hard, figure that shit out, but that's my take on it.
But it's also
You gotta tell the girl, wait, once
you,
I'm done with this,
you
I'm
got
coming
your
back for you.
starter wife. But like whenever you make that money, like you also reach another level of woman, like especially visually. So it's like a lot of niggas like they be wanting the visually beautiful woman, but it's like she comes with the tax. So are you willing to supplement your personal tax for what it's really gonna take for you to sustain and maintain a woman who's used to pretty privilege? Hell no. And that's the thing. It's like you gotta have the finances to be able to support that, and a lot of men aren't. They just want the lady without with what she wants. It's like you get what you want out of the deal, but she gonna want some shit too. It's really about an even exchange. At the end of the day, it's like it's a give and take. It's like she may be a gold digger, but your ass wants something too. Give and take. So how y'all feel about pretty privilege? Is it a privilege? Are wealthy men the only demographic of men that have true access to maintain a woman that considers herself to have pretty privilege?
Hold on.
Let's remember that
being
like
pretty ain't gonna get you shit but dick from me. That's it.
Wait.
Say it again.
What you say, Chi? What you say?
Being pretty ain't gonna get you shit but dick and good head. That's it.
No, I disagree in that department.
I think like one thing we can't forget in all this is like this puts a lot of stress on the kids.
On my side, I'm talking about.
A lot of stress on what?
Just getting divorced, like that whole way, even doing that, being able to have a second wife, that puts a lot of stress on the kids in the
That's
family.
right.
And
That's
that's
right.
something I've definitely seen through people that I was friends with in high school or college, and for certain reasons I'm like not friends with now. But like that shit fucks their lives up.
I totally
And
agree.
It's in some ways it's kind of worse because they don't feel like they should be fucked up. It's like, look at where you go on vacation and where you go to school and all these people around you. And it's like, yeah, but my parents suck. Like most people do not want to hear that ever.
Yeah.
So I would say it's like if you're thinking holistically, it's not necessarily the best thing for like your family. So I don't know how much of a privilege it is. It's kind of just like doing whatever you want and not really caring about anyone else.
Yeah.
To bring it around in full circle, the reason why men don't get married, look, I'm gonna talk from a pimp perspective. Not that I'm a pimp, but I've been around men that do certain shit, and it's like, yo, there's a part of that men that still want to be hoes, and they still know that if you put a ring on that finger, there's a higher responsibility you have to take once you put that ring in the finger. So now you know, if you put an investment, whether it's a house, kids, it's a 50-50 chance I could win. It's a 50-50 chance I could lose. And subconsciously, a lot of women want to hear this. You might be number one, but there's still a couple of backups there that we don't want to let go, that we still fucking around with.
Yeah.
That's why it is. That's why I do will hold on for. I know a lot of people that'll be with a girl for X amount of years and won't fucking marry them. They won't fucking marry them, and they'll wait until they feel as though I guess I milked all the sides that I had to do, or whatever the case may be. This she held it down for me, for the case may be. Let me put a ring. It's like, you deserve marriage. It deserves the shit. You rocked it out with me. You passed the course. You passed the test. There, marriage. I'm not gonna fuck around. But that's the fact of the matter is. I mean, my man was saying a vital point. My homeboy here was saying another point, but there's another part that we don't talk about. It's like, yo, we still like to hoe out when we try to milk whatever left of it because we ain't getting any younger. So as far as I'm pretty privileged, it does exist because I have a lot of attractive friends and I've seen them on the come up. It could be something short to like, get in that car to, I'm going to the club with me and 5 of my other homegirls. I need you to cut me in. I see them get the free drinks. I see them get their bills paid. I see them get their mortgage paid. I've seen them a lot of things, and some of them finesse themselves without even fucking them. They just give them good conversation, and they'll get a nice little check out of a good conversation. I have friends of mine, they've gone online dating and they met like, rich dudes with money, but unfortunately something happened with them. Either, they're on a wheelchair or they're old, hence sugar baby with sugar daddies. I've seen it happen, so they're willing to pay them to like, for entertainment. Some require sex, some don't require sex. They just want their company. But pretty privilege does exist, especially amongst women, because I mean, the great thing about being a guy, we don't have to be attracted to fuck. If we have status or a nice little bank account, we can fuck. We can fuck. Or swag, because I've seen a lot of broke niggas with swag. Fucking. Jail niggas that know how to like manipulate women. Fuck,
Those are the pimps.
There's a great
confidence, because women love confidence.
Confidence, okay.
There's a great episode on Netflix, I believe still, called The History of Sex, and it kind of gets into like marriage is basically a very new construct in human history. I happen to be from one of the regions that like white people studied when they were like, oh my God, how is like everyone sleeping with everyone and there's not any fighting or anything like that. So like, I can really understand that mentality. But one thing you brought up that I forgot to mention in the whole starter wife plan is that first wife, their dad is gonna help you buy the house. So like when you're talking about like, oh, it just melted all the way and now I can marry you, it's like the business plan is much different in that scenario than like what a lot of other guys are thinking about. And I think that just gets back to like, why are you really getting married? Building wealth should be a part of it if you're thinking that way. So you need to like put that out front and not act like it's not a part of the equation.
Because marriage is business.
Legally, it's a business. America is a corporation.
And love is secondary.
That you have to do
once you're done with the fucking and love and
in this system
being on cloud nine.
Has to do with making money. That's what America made everything here to make money.
Them oligarchies.
Speaking of America as a
but that's all over the world,
corporation. Okay, so So who in here is a conspiracy theorist?
I'm on level 4 on the scale of 1 to 10. I'm on level 4.
I'm on level 9.
On level 4.
Level 4. How many levels are there?
10. 1 to 10.
33.
So that means you must be on 15. The way you're laughing, you must be on 15.
33.
That's 15.
33 levels.
All right.
It's 33 levels.
I have a question, y'all. So
Tupac is not in Cuba, just to let you know. Just all right, check that. I call my aunt. He ain't Cuba.
So look, so this is kind of more so maybe like a personal opinion, or maybe if you studied this, you have a little bit more personal insight. But I know personally, after I had my daughter, I wanted to leave the hospital without having her a birth certificate and a social security card. Right, and I wanted to do that for the purpose of naturalization. I wanted her to have naturalization versus citizenship. And I noticed that, and even before I went to have her, I established like a solid birth plan. Like I was not budging, right? And before I left, like they kept asking me, like, ma'am, we need you to sign this birth certificate. We need you to get the social security card. Like they were trying to make you have it. So for those who have children, how do you feel about the indoctrination of citizenship? How do you feel about the process of the way that you're forced into the system of life? Oh, shit, it didn't get signed. I dubbed it 100%. 100%.
Good job.
Anybody with kids, I ain't got no kids.
Good job.
10 toes down.
I got
Good
two
job.
kids, so
So-
I'm ready to.
I mean,
There you go. They swimming?
I got 3 children.
Yes. Okay. Hold on. I would love to hear this perspective.
I got 3 children, 1 stepchild, and I didn't know about that process. I didn't get enlightened until my last one, who I also didn't sign a birth certificate or get a social security card for. All 4 of my children are naturalized. They do not have documents under this said state.
And for those who don't have children, what is the purpose for that? Like, what's the reason for that?
The purpose for that is because once you sign those documents, your child then becomes a ward of the state, so that you technically are not their guardian. So whenever the state, the court, or anyone comes to you and says they have to take your child away for said reason, whether it be the school, the doctor, the court, your mother, they're coming to get your child because that child no longer belongs to you.
There's a route
No
though.
longer
There's a
your
route
property.
for Social Security though.
Can I say something real quick?
The Social Security is new. It's a fairly new thing. It's like maybe like 50. It's like a 75
Social
years
Security
old.
isn't new. I'm sorry, just because I did genealogy,
Well,
I found a couple documents that's in Social Security.
Please.
Yeah, I
But
feel like
I do want to piggyback off of that. Kamala Harris did something with that too.
Tell
think.
us.
But I gotta go to the bathroom, y'all. But yeah, Kamala Harris.
I mean, I just feel like the Social Security number is just your ISBN. It's literally your barcode. It's the same. It just goes back to that.
The Social
It
Security.
is putting you into their system. It's like adding you to their stock.
Yes.
Like you ever did inventory?
Yep.
That's what
You're
the
an
census
asset.
is. The
It's a
census
straw
is an
man.
inventory
Yeah.
counting.
An
That's what
asset.
that is.
You become an asset to
No,
the state.
they're selling your name,
Yes.
everything of you. They're selling it to, what is it, Great Britain or whatever?
I thought it was China.
Commonwealth.
Yep.
But if you actually study your Social Security and the strawman law and all these other things, it'll probably take you back to some money that you owed. I'm just saying so.
Maybe, guys. Y'all gotta go look up y'all social
Yo,
security number, see if
everything you
it's in
sign
there.
up with the government, your gun, your car, your child, everything.
Yeah.
That can be seized. All
To-
of that shit can be
everything.
To register
Everything.
literally means to give away, and that's why you gotta look up your definitions. You have to know the difference between your law and lawful. Like it's deep, guys. It's so much, and
like-
it's actually real.
Like
you
when the
know?
money says this is a legal tender of the United States,
They mean that
they
shit.
can come to your pocket and be like, yo, I need that back.
That's right.
So,
They mean that. They
thank
mean
you.
that. They mean that.
And the paper dollar is worth nothing.
They mean
Yeah, it's
that.
worth nothing, but they still want to take whatever that nothing is from you anyway.
That's
They're like,
right.
I know it's worth nothing, but thank you.
So,
Ain't worth nothing
how
to
long
nobody
have
but
you
them.
guys lived? Boy, I thought she was a girl with a Wingo. Boy, I'm screaming.
Tanisha, that's
Put
his
my
name.
glasses on. I'm screaming. I said, who's that ugly girl with that wig on?
Tanisha, what you doing here, girl?
You guys, how many of you guys have been affected by the migrant crisis that's going on in Boston right now?
I haven't been affected, but I've known people that have been affected through it.
Yeah.
I work a couple of blocks from here, and when it first hit, I saw people protest. I guess I'm not from here. I'm from Mass, but not from the main city area. I'm like 40 minutes away. But I guess when I was watching the news and talking to people among the community, I guess there was a rec center here where kids play basketball, whatever the case may be. And I guess once it got too hectic, they brought all the migrants where all the kids play. So now they didn't have anywhere to go to right after school for they could play. So technically speaking, they were taking a resource, you know what I mean, for these migrants to come and, you know, be comfortable. Meanwhile, the kids that are from these local neighborhoods have nowhere to go to. Also, one of the issues that they had, like, why bring them here when they have actual resources / Arlington, outside of out of the section. You have Arlington, Medford, Waltham. You have all these places. If they bring them here, knowing that we don't have the reason to overrob them or whatever the case may be. So I see them get affected by it. It affected me because from the outside looking in, from the out, I mean, I won't get into it, but there's certain things that I'm doing towards my community that you have people that are not from here going to certain neighborhoods, milking the resource that the people from my community have to try to get comfortable. So it does, I mean, it doesn't affect me personally, but the people around my circle, it does affect them. So, I mean, it's a catch-22 because my families are immigrants, but during that time, they had the resources to help them. This time around, we don't have it to help them, so we got to find another way to try to help them out. I mean, we got people at the airport sleeping. I never thought I would catch a situation like that out in Logan. You got people there sleeping, trying to give them a place to live. And the sad thing is, they kind of sort of have it, but they don't want to give it to the people that have it. They want to shove them into the community to people that don't have it. So it's rough. And I think we should be talking more about it because black and brown people, we're probably most the compassionate folks that you could think of that we have around. So they'll put you in a situation that even though it's kind of fucked up, they'll be like, well, you kind of have to take it. They're one of your people, so why don't we just shove them in there to see if y'all could just get along and see if y'all could share the resource, even though we have ours, but we're not going to give them to y'all. Let's give them the crumbs that we have, and y'all could just get along and see if y'all could work around the problem that we kind of created. So it become affecting towards them.
I kind of wanted to camel back off of that because I work.
It's a big ass issue going on about all these immigrants.
I work.
There's actually a court case going on right now too.
I work for the man when I got my other hat on, working for housing. And the biggest issue right now is a lot of the public housing and assistance and vouchers and subsidy apartments is going to the immigrants. And that kind of sucks. I mean, I got friends that are on the voucher waiting list, waiting to get placed. They're being overlooked. They're also being, all of this new property being built up, and they're giving the people that have been waiting on the wait list for 7 to 12 years project apartments while placing the immigrants in the newer apartments. And that's an issue because these people of the community rarely are the ones that need the help. So when do we, the community people or the ones that call the shots, make the determination that these immigrants that came from somewhere else are more important than your own people?
Can I give an alternate perspective of that?
Make them fight. No, sorry, I just
Not
want to chime in
100
really
days.
quick. That's what I think. I think these white people are trying to make us fight. Because
true. Yeah. They
what
trying to
else is
instill
going to
the
happen?
purge. Yeah.
And I can't verify this, but I was wondering if anyone could. I heard that the mayor said that it's not her problem.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she said that the immigrant problem is not her problem. The mayor.
Michelle.
Can anyone verify that?
I can't verify that.
Did anyone else hear that?
It's an issue, though.
I don't-
It's an issue that's going on right
But
now.
I don't
like-
think it's the people who's immigrating's choice or decision right now. So
It's not.
before I was doing what I'm doing now, I worked at Pine Street Inn for a minute, and I was giving out the food in the cafeteria. It went from the people who've been there every day for about 3 or 4 months to a large amount of Dominicans and a large amount of Haitians. And everybody was funded. Now the thing is about these different like different homeless shelters and different things like that. There's people that work with you. There's different like what are they called? Advisors, caseworkers, exactly. There are caseworkers that work with you to get through the housing process. So even if you've been on waiting for Section 8 for God knows how long, or you've been here and you've been on that same list, there's a process. It's like, okay, if you do this job, you do this amount of work, we can work with this advisor and we can have you in this brand new building housing in the next 3-4 years max. But I know some people who've been on the same list for a decade.
And I agree with that. But the issue with that is also that the immigrants are given priority.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's the biggest problem.
But that goes with what he's saying is like, that's pitting us against each other. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't see any of them coming in here like, oh, we're about to be there next month. It's like, nah, they have them. You in that homeless shelter for at least a year, and they think.
Yeah,
I'm guessing if I was.
I just wanted to. I want to chime
Also,
in real
immigrants
quick.
coming in, hurting and killing people, like raping and murdering people. Also,
I just.
Already.
They coming in illegally without documents. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? They coming in illegally without documents, and they not even being jailed when they killing them. You get what I'm saying?
I just want to say quickly. But let's know our history. Most of the white people who were recent immigrants in the 20th century, they were called WAPs, which used to be a derogatory term. It meant without papers. After World War II, they just let them in. So I just always like to say this. There's always going to be outliers who mess up what is going to happen. And we just need to be conscious of that getting spun at us in the media. I super think the bigger problem is what she's bringing up right now is like, we don't have any control of this, and they're just like kind of swapping us in, like you said as well, swapping in and out the resources, and we got to find a way to stop that shit, because if not, we're going to be fighting each other, and it's going to get astronomically worse.
Yeah. So there is.
Much worse.
I don't agree with the no control in this. I think that this community has a lot to do with immigrants coming over here. I live in the suburbs, and I've worked in the working class, middle class for a long time. White people aren't voting for this thing to come over here. They're not causing this. Those people don't want these people here. I hear them complain all the time. And I live in the suburbs, and it's peaceful, it's beautiful. The last thing I want is immigrants coming in my community and destroying that, right? Two,
you gotta share the load.
But two, it's people from your community that is voting for the politicians who are causing these people to get here.
Hold on. I'm not.
Hold on, can I jump in here?
I also live in the suburbs, so I'm with you on that one. But everyone needs to share the load if we're gonna make it out of this. And secondarily, like I said, I brought up that point about the mayor. I don't know how many people knew that, but the point right now is like, it's not like there's a black person in a position of power that is, and even if there was, so there's something we can do about it, but we do not have current control of the kids in Roxbury losing their one after school place because higher up powers want to move the immigrants there as opposed to like Woburn, where I grew up, or Waltham, or any of these other places that can take the load.
The places that I live, those people aren't voting for that.
That's not the point. This is a state. This is a state problem.
I'm not gonna pay for what you vote for.
It doesn't matter. This is a state.
I'm not sharing your
taxes.
I'm not sharing your
load.
load.
It's a state problem. What do you mean? See, that's the mentality. Okay, I get that, but that's the mentality.
But you're not getting what I'm saying.
I am getting what you're saying.
You need to start off by voting.
Okay.
You need to start off.
Can you pass your mic to her when you get done?
A lot of our people are not educating themselves on what's going on with the voting system. They're not educating themselves on each party. Some don't even know that there's an independent class that they can join and not vote any party. And that's part of the problem. So once they start voting due to generational voting, Because a lot of us do generationally vote off of democracy.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
it's like we do
What?
have to.
Go ahead now. Yeah.
Educate ourselves as a people.
Mike. We want to hear what you got to say.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would definitely want to hear what you got to say.
We do have to educate ourselves as a people if we're gonna do this as a community.
I think another thing I want to piggyback too. You say you live in the suburbs, right? I think the issue I have with people that live in the suburbs is the phonies that come around with it. I lived in Cambridge, and I lived in the suburbs of Cambridge, and I remember vividly, when Trump was in office, you had all these flyers saying that we accept everybody. Doesn't matter if you're black, if you're gay, immigrant, everyone is welcome. Then once the immigrants came out here, we put them to the test. They're like, ship them over there.
They accept all Americans.
No, they said immigrants also.
No.
They said immigrants. They said it
I
doesn't
don't know
matter.
who you're talking
they
to,
they
but
basically said hate is not allowed here. So anybody that's coming from everywhere, you could come to our neighborhood and we will welcome you.
The problem is not them coming here. The problem is them coming here with no resources. And your community.
That wasn't said in the billboard though. That wasn't said in the billboard. They said no matter who it was, you could come over here and we'll welcome you. Yeah. And now it comes around, they don't want to share it.
How you think all these immigrants own these corner stores, and our people still got nothing?
Well, that's another conversation.
It's
now you're
the
going
same
to,
conversation.
That's
another
conversation.
It's the same
All right,
conversation.
guys,
The
it's almost 9
resources are
o'clock. We
given
gotta
away.
start our performances soon.
Yeah.
Very, very, very soon. Y'all want to keep going? All right.
The resources are given away. And the reason why the resources are given away is because our people don't know how to advocate for themselves appropriately.
I could argue the fact that they have the resources but don't know how to use it.
Oh, talk
That
about
too.
it. Talk about it.
That
Talk about it.
too.
Definitely both.
That is definitely.
Because you mean to tell me the whole community was able to pay?
That too.
You mean to tell me the whole neighborhood was able to, the whole country was able to donate $100 million to a VP about to be president? So where that $100 million came from through their community to give us to a president that's about to be running? So I mean, we have some sort of resource.
Something, it
But
does.
we decide to spend it on other things that we don't want to have.
Like what? Like what? Like what? Like what? Like
Rents,
what?
sneakers.
What else? What else? Hold on. What else? Cars that you can't afford.
Cars you
Keep
can't
going.
afford.
Chains that you can't afford.
There you go.
jewelry
Keep going.
can't
Keep
afford.
going.
Women that you don't want.
There you go. Women that we don't want.
Come on.
Weaves, extensions.
Come on.
BBLs.
A whole bunch of bullshit that we don't need,
Yes.
that do not propel us to the next level. Come on.
So
Come on.
we have.
These BBLs killing
Killing
y'all.
y'all.
Basically, we pay for what we want
Whoa.
and we beg for what we need. That's what it is.
The biggest
we pay
thing-
for what we want and we beg for what we
Every
need.
single generation that passes, they keep our ancestors keep telling us the same thing. Yo, don't waste your money on this. No, our people have a sick obsession with needless spending. It's like you're not black if you know how to save money. It's like you're not black if you have a good credit score. It's like you're not black if you know how to put money to the side.
I'm feeling so
for a rainy day.
self-conscious
It's
right
like-
now
it's
because I'm
like-
wearing Jordans.
it's like-
You don't
it's
vote
like
for
you're
Joe
not
Biden.
black. It's like you're not black. Hold on. It's like you're not black if you spend a year not going to the club flexing for stupid niggas.
Buying bottles at the club, niggas.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
That's
waving
the
a
main
white
thing.
flag.
Our people have a sick obsession with flexing for the gram and flexing. It's stupid.
All right, we give up.
That's
give
why
up.
we not owning no corner stores. That's why we don't own houses. That's why we don't own shit. That's why nobody respects us.
All right. So
with that being said,
we are fortunately and unfortunately coming close to the hour of performances, right? So leading up to performances, I wanted to ask a performance art type of question. This is one of my questions we've been arguing about in group chat with the fam. So, are you less of an artist? Let's think about rappers, singers, right? We'll leave musicians, people who play instruments out of it. Rappers, singers, vocalists. Are you less of an artist if you don't write your own shit?
Yes.
Or are you less of an artist if you have a ghostwriter writing for you and you present those lyrics to the world?
It depends on the genre. Depends on the genre.
Now I say
Depends on the genre.
Depends on the genre.
Depends on the
Come
genre.
come on. We need the artist up here, right?
You said no?
This is our last
It
one.
depends on the genre.
Hold up.
It depends
Hold
on
up.
the
Come
genre.
up. Hold on. How you doing?
Yes.
Hold up. We got some new fam to the crew. They obviously feel passionate about this shit. Now, before I pass the mic, I'm a vocalist. I'm gonna perform tonight. I've had to force myself to write. I didn't feel like I was a real artist if I didn't write, because I started singing covers, and that was cute, right? I sing Afrobeats and reggae. They love all that shit, right? But
Yeah, right, we
how
do.
real of an artist am I when they say, "You have anything of your own?" And I don't, because I've been singing covers all this time, right? Shane, shout out to Shane, shout out to Black Love, shout out to Black Pop. Shane pushed me to like, you gotta write your own shit. And I thought, I can't. And I did. And I'm still doing that shit. And now I feel like I went from a vocalist who can perform whatever song you put in front of me, right? To an artist, right? Because I write, this is mine. You hear that, you like that, la, 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 that's me, right? Them lyrics, them bars, the melody, the rhythm, the vibe, that's me. So here y'all go, who y'all at? Oh, they came deep, okay. What's up?
Ladies first, how you doing, sister?
Oh, snap, I gotta get in front. Okay.
Right on the spot, baby, right on the spot.
Okay, bet. Okay, cool. All right. So I don't think it makes them less of an artist coming from a vocalist point of view, just because vocalists, this is our instrument and it's all about artistry, you know what I mean? Like, even if you're doing like a cover or something, it could be completely different just because of your artistry and you are showing like the uniqueness of your voice. And if you're a vocalist that knows what they're doing, the difference in your technique, if you can switch from tone to tone, like if you can like do certain things that other people can't do, if you can scream, if you can whistle tone, if you can do all these different things, it doesn't make you any less of an artist. It just depends on how you use it. Now, granted, if you write, like that could probably deepen your artistry, but it doesn't make you any less of an artist because you are using your instrument differently and you are developing yourself in that way. And also you could like build up to being an arranger. That doesn't make arrangers any less artists just because they do something different, right? So what makes us different?
Peace, everybody. I don't think it makes you less of an artist. First of all, I done go straight for some people, okay? And they're amazing. So I just think, speaking from experience, just based off of like that, I can't, everybody's different, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and to speak off sister, that was a clear point. Like, I may feel nervous about, a certain feeling that I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? I might not know how to write it, but I could pitch the idea to you, and be like, yo, I got, but I don't know how to. So yeah, to each his own.
Yo, hold up.
Wait. Say it again, big bro.
Look, found out he didn't write none of his stuff or any of her stuff. You wouldn't feel the type of way about them?
No.
Really?
When I listen to music, look. When I listen to music, look, I want to dance and I want to move and I just want to listen to my music. You know what I'm saying? Because that's, it's a feeling thing for me. So nah, Shane.
You say Shane.
I just